Welcome to the Neutral Zone Infraction, and I'm your host, Ron Du. We about to get into something a little bit major here, so let's get into it. Ahead of the 2026 NFL season, several elite and star quarterbacks face intense scrutiny with their status as franchise cornerstones hanging in the balance if they fail to perform. While true elite status is hard to lose, the modern NFL demands immediate results. Front offices are increasingly willing to move on from massive investments if production dips, or if a highly touted backups are waiting in the wings. The following star and premier quarterbacks are under the most pressure to perform and keep their jobs in 2026. Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns. Watson's fully guaranteed contract has been a massive anchor for the Browns, and his play has consistently failed to match his pre-trade form. With the team constantly built to win now defensively and offensively, Cleveland cannot afford another stagnant year from the quarterback position. If he struggles or faces further availability issues, the Browns may finally be forced to explore an expensive buyout or alternative options. C.J. Stroud, Houston, Texas. Stroud remains the franchise face, but he is coming off of a postseason stretch where his ball security faltered under pressure, throwing 5 interceptions over 2 playoff games. Pro Football Focus PFF metrics highlight glaring issues, giving him a meager 35.5 passing grade under pressure in 2025. Backed by one of the best rosters and defenses in the NFL, Houston expects a deep playoff runs. While Stroud isn't at risk of immediate benching for Davis Mills, his 2026 performance dictates how historic his upcoming contract extension talks will look next offseason. Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. Despite his immense physical talent, Herbert enters year 7 without a single playoff victory under his belt. With an upgraded offensive line featuring Rashawn Slater and Joe alongside play caller Mike McDaniel, the built-in excuses have run out. If Herbert cannot transform the Chargers into a top-tier AFC contender, analysts note that the football community will seriously start questioning his ability to win when it matters the most. Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals. When healthy, Burrow is arguably a top 3 quarterback in the league. However, he has missed a season's worth of games in 2 of the last 3 years due to injury. The Bengals missed the playoffs for multiple consecutive seasons because of his absences. Cincinnati aggressively spent on its defense in the offseason, adding Dexter Lawrence, Brian Cook, and Boye Mafe. The window for this specific offensive core is closing, putting immense pressure on Burrow to stay on the field and lift the team back into contention. Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles. Hurts faces a highly scrutinized campaign following the tough prior season and the structural loss of key offensive weapons like A.J. Brown. The magnifying glass on Hurts in Philadelphia has never been bigger. He must prove he can carry the passing game surgically without relying on elite safety nets, or the front office may start looking at the long-term future of the position. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rodgers is in his second year in the black and gold under Mike McCarthy. Last year, his season ended painfully with a 30-6 wildcard playoff blowout loss to the Houston Texans. Rodgers have explicitly confirmed that 2026 will be his final NFL season. While he isn't fighting to keep his job for the 2027, the pressure is astronomical to avoid an unceremonious subpar final chapter. The Steelers aggressively upgraded his arsenal by bringing in Michael Pittman Jr. and Jeremy Bernard, meaning the infrastructure is fully in place for one last ride. If he struggles early, Pittsburgh may be feel forced to accelerate the transition, but to evaluate young depth like Will Howard, Dak Prescott, and the Dallas Cowboys. Despite consistently put up elite regular season metrics, Prescott and the Cowboys missed the postseason entirely for 2 consecutive years, Following a disappointing 14-9-1 stretch over that span, Prescott himself has publicly noted that making the playoffs is an absolutely bare minimum expected of this roster in 2026. Dallas boasts in all necessary foundational pieces, adding defensive coordinator Christian Parker and a returning a high-octane offensive unit. Prescott is projected by many analysts to post massive historic volume numbers this year under Brian Schottenheimer. However, the Dallas fan base and front office have run out of patience for regular season accolades that don't translate to January success. Another year sitting at home during the playoffs would likely trigger a complete structural teardown in Dallas, starting with the quarterback position. Let's go.